Mike is an F-16 fighter pilot, retired. You decided recently that you wanted to go public, because you were kind of encouraging doctors, to speak out about what they know about the current pandemic. And, you decided that, who were you to advise them to do that if you weren't going to take steps in the same direction? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Thanks for keeping that YouTube friendly for me, because I may not have been able to do it.
No problem.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would be a really big hypocrite if I'm trying to hold them to task because they don't want to blow up their gig. My gig's kind of gone and behind me. There's nothing you guys can dig and get me fired from. So there you have it. But yeah, it's that's part of what's held me back was that my wife's a professional with the military as well. She's done almost 40 years and is retiring soon. So I wanted to start talking about this because there's just too many lies in the world now. It just seems like everything is deceit, and it gets overwhelming. And all they have to do is go down the road that I went down, and they're going to be sitting on this side of the screen as well, because it's obvious. But the reason you don't ever look into it when you're in the moment is because you just figure the earth is just vast. You don't see curvature because it's huge, right? So you don't ever think to question it, right? So about a year later, one of my daughters actually said, "Dad, you looked into flat earth at all?" And I'm like, "Come on, no." And she like, "Oh, there's some pretty compelling stuff. I think you might be interested." And again, I had some time. So I started digging into it, and actually found, I'm pretty sure I started with taboo conspiracy stuff and seen too far, and those things, and Antarctica, really, that your video about Antarctica's closed or whatever, that was a big one for me too. But the see too far, and I never even thought to wonder what the curvature formula is, right? 8 inches per mile squared, that ain't vast, man. The distances that we were working would have made a huge difference in my visual and radar presentations on a day-to-day basis. I know that it would have. And, I just can't hop back 20 years and put it to the test. I wish I knew then what I know now. And at least some of my goals about this is hoping that some young fighter pilot will go, "Wow, I'm going to check out what that old bastard says," and go out and do what I'm going to describe to you guys in a minute to put it to the test. Radar Mechanics 101, they built it for a flat, stationary Earth. There's no doubt about it. And my goal is for some young fighter pilot to listen to what I just said, go out tomorrow and set the bottom of your L strobe on your altitude, run it out there to 80 miles, and that bottom altitude on your cursor will stay the same out to 80 miles. Whereas it should get bigger, right? Because the Earth is curving away.
That's right.
Bingo. Where this comes into play, at low altitude over the water, very low altitude over the water at high speed. And I have been there. I have done very low altitude above the water in protected airspace or northern Iraq. And it's near the Mach, 0.95 Mach. And I feel that if you were flying at 0.95 Mach is roughly 9.5 miles a minute. That was our planning factor. Mach 1 is 10 miles a minute. It's not really, but it's close. So at 9.5 miles a minute, I think I probably would have had to be a little bit light in the seat to stay very low, right?
Yes.
To hug the water. And that didn't happen. And I did that for quite a while, over over a lake for probably 20 miles.
Yeah.
Some poor hapless fisherman that happened to be in my flight path probably suffered for it. And to him, I apologize.